back on The Blend. Today we have Katrina Hofstetter with Cornerstone Legal. Good morning.
Good morning.
You've been here before, and we've talked a lot about living trust. Tell us, remind us again, what is a living trust?
The best way that I like to explain a living trust is it's kind of like a business because it is an entity. It's separate from a person, but it has the ability to have protections built into it because it's a legal document, and it allows you to plan for your family and plan for what happens when you're gone.
People don't like to talk about this thing at all.
Not at all.
But for people who are considering it, I want you to tell them what you feel is the most important things to know or understand about this type of planning.
I think it's really, really important to understand that the success of trust planning depends on whether or not your assets are funded into the trust. And that's really the way that a trust avoids probate. It's by taking ownership of assets either during your lifetime or as a beneficiary upon your death.
Well, how do people know how to properly fund their trust?
Legal advice. Start with legal advice. But it really depends on the type of asset. So whether you change ownership or do a beneficiary designation, it depends on whether it's a checking account or a savings account or investments. Often real property and business interests change ownership. If something is going to be taxed when it comes out, you want to get some advice on that. So it really depends on the type of asset.
So then once your trust is funded, is there anything else that you need to be aware of?
Yeah, so funding a trust is not a one-time deal. You really have to make sure that future assets get pulled into that trust as well, so you still have those benefits of avoiding probate.
So just, get legal counsel, right?
Yeah.
And it's so funny because it's something that you don't necessarily want to deal with. Mm-hmm. People don't want to talk about it. But yet, eventually, we're all going to die, and somebody's going to have to deal with it.
Yeah.
I just went through this with my parents, and I said, listen, I know you don't want to deal with it, but I'm going to have to deal with it then. And I'd rather not do that.
Yeah.
So is that kind of what advice to people that you have?
Yeah, it is a hard topic, and it's not easy to think about what's going to happen when you're gone, but knowing that you can put a plan in place and avoid a lot of those hiccups and just problems, it makes it a little bit easier.
You told me something off air that I thought was really interesting. You'll actually go to people's houses and sit down with them at their kitchen table.
Yeah. Yeah, I really love the personal nature of the relationship in that context because you see the pictures on the wall and you talk about the family, and it's just better than an office.
Well, we appreciate you coming in. Cornerstone Legal, PLLC, Cornerstone Legal, PLLC.com for more information or the numbers on the screen. Thank you so much, Katrina.
Thank you.